die. Not only am I about to get every resource taken away from me, I'm gonna have to share what I can get. My only goals are to beat the game and be the better builder among the two of us. And without hinting too much, it gets very hectic. So watch to the end to see what we can create. Alrighty, welcome back to One Block. I'm sure the intro explained enough, so let's get right into it. First off, duos. We have to pray to God, literally, that the server won't lag one of us off, thus ending the video quicker than the shortest divorce, believe it or not. That's a real thing, I looked it up. Thankfully, Magi's got fast hands, and he granted us the use of our first dirt block, which I snagged and placed down for safety. From there, the block went through its tutorial phase, giving us dirt, wood, and a chest. This gave us our first sapling, so we can hopefully not have to rely on the block for wood. The next plan of action was expansion. As he broke the block, I started our smallest of expansions with slabs. In doing so, the block eventually summoned a large slab of bacon. Well, to be determined as bacon, I guess. Then we were gifted a bucket with a job of going under the block to place a block, thus catching the falling blocks like gravel and sand, or just possibly us. Speaking of falling, once I was done with this task, I started a water safety net, something Magi suggested from his Skyblock series. I mean, it might help him, but a pro like myself, I don't fall, much less die. As the day seemed to start its closing, the One Block gave us our gift, signaling that it was time for the next phase. But to be honest, it's kind of just phase 1 at this point. This was the tutorial. And while that's going on, consider subscribing. All you have to do is boop the subscribe button and you'll be a much cooler person. Oh, and you know the bell? No, not the one for villagers. Yes, that one. Ring it so you know when I upload another banger like this one. Anyway, back to the real content. Stage 1 of the block. Starting off day 2, I happened to find a couple of chickens, and you have no idea how much I wanted to hit them off the map. Maybe like I did the one at night, but we don't need to talk about him. With the chickens safe and sound with the other animals we caged throughout the night, we returned to slaving over a single block until it gave us a gift, once again signaling it's time to speed things up. Stage 2, the cave phase. This one gives us access to stone, ores, and mobs, which all can be helpful in their own way. First thing I did was steal the stone for myself and craft the first stone tool, a pickaxe, and promptly threw off the dreaded wooden yuck axe. I can't believe I had to use that thing. Honestly, I'ma say it, wood pickaxes started COVID. Anyway, back to double mining the One Block, which happened to reward infinite food, a mushroom. This man, in my book, is royalty, deserving of his own pen away from the other goofy-looking, resource-lacking, worthless pieces of shit. Then the unthinkable happened. A chest awarded its young Padawan spruce sapling, which then I proceeded to twerk on it, hoping for its righteous growth. We also got the first mob spawn, who I absolutely wrecked, by the way. Who told you you could spawn here? This island isn't rent-free. We charge $100 a second to stay here, almost as bad as New York City apartments. Holy cow. Sometime later, Magi figured out our best use of the limited resources we got was to make a smoker. So I did this. That's called spawn killing. However, my best use of resources to date was getting 4 spruce saplings and making a separate platform for an almighty tree. One who could fund our mission for generations to come. Anyway, the day ended out pretty calm, with our first green bean loaded with gunpowder. However, I was very manly and handled the situation without breaking a sweat. Day 3 opened with a bang, specifically the next phase, Icy Tundra. This means we now have access to strays, wolves, and snow. I know, cool, right? We took this upgrade as a chance to grind the block for new materials, including spruce. Let's go! Stop judging me and hit the like button. If we have 15,000 likes, I'll drag this man back into a world for 200 days. Anywho, something big happened to us. Strays. With this, Magi had a big brain plan to double our water, but we needed bones, which we each got 2 of. He somehow managed to duplicate the water with bone meal, spawning in seagrass, thus making a source block. I was utterly amazed. I didn't know you could do this. However, in his attempts to impress me, I realized I could grow my tree. I spent my bone meal on it to get the best tree around. You're kidding me, right? I don't even get my tree? This is what depression feels like, I think. Thankfully, by the end of the day, Magi had blessed me with his bone meal, growing the tree for me. I finally knew my purpose. My friend, the tree. The only thing keeping me from jumping into the unknown was this thing, which I proceeded to chop down as if all the work we had just gone through was for nothing. But I'm getting spruce wood, so who's the real winner here? As the moon set and the sun blessed us, the block was like,
not today, buds. You're not making it past day 3.
And spawned a monster party on us. Now this can only be described in one word.
Infernal regions.
Thankfully, my smart thinking gave us a separation from the protein-induced creatures and we were able to kill them off. Normally I start my morning by VPNing shows on Netflix, not fighting off undead hordes. Although that was really all that could happen on day 4, because I was getting hungry and went AFK to order food in real life. Yep, instead of being a good YouTuber creating amazing content, I figured burgers are more important. And let me tell you this, I was right. I ended up ordering Five Guys, which in fact does sell burgers and not men. However, that led my day 4 into the night when we unlocked the Ocean Stage. Okay, yeah, now you can shake in your boots. The Ocean Stage now allows the creatures of a Guardian Temple to rise up, breathe on land, and shoot lasers at us. All while we watch without any armor. Fun. Thankfully, like the smart men we are, we decided to expand the platform on day 5. The idea was that the one-block island would separate myself and Magic. We would each branch off onto our own islands, starting a building war with one another. The night after gathering the spruce I needed, I started work on a bridge to my area. I wanted to do a covered bridge mostly made of spruce, cause duh. I got decently far in the project when my food from earlier arrived, so enjoy this lovely time lapse that took up almost all of day 6. Just kidding, I'm not gonna show you that whole thing. So now building this covered bridge took a little while because I'm now eating burgers. However, once I added the walls, trapdoors, and the final roof, I can start my own platform to counter Magi's build. As for some reason, like I mentioned before, we're just competitive and won't build peacefully. At the end of day 7, Magi warned about phantoms. They normally take about 7 days to spawn, which is something I didn't know about, but with only one bed we were kinda stuck. So I made the big brain play and logged off the server. I just left. He was able to sleep and start off day 8. Which is the day I can start off on my platform. However, I have some huge plans for this place. I really want to make a large house for Chest, but sell it off as a hallway so he thinks that I'm not building like to my full potential because it's just a hallway. Then I can have multiple platforms leading to farms, trees, villagers, etc. Although I need wood for my build, so basically I spent the entire day cutting down trees. But mark my words, the base will look epic. Now the next few days are kind of a blur. I was filled up on burgers and mostly just existing. However, what I do remember is working on my hallway. I mean, look at this. It's huge. Very large, I'm telling you. Anyway, at one point, I remember fighting all of the anime universe. Okay, maybe not that, but Elder Guardians. While we mined the one block, the ocean phase figured we needed a boss fight, so it spawned another monster party. This time, it was the strongest bosses possible. However, being the men we are, ready to take them on, we ran like little children going towards the ice cream truck. However, in our bravery, we were able to elude the monsters till they took themselves. Tree grew, I'll be back. Kind of my saying throughout these 100 days, as you know, I just love spruce trees. Then I broke my axe on it, so I upgraded it, stealing valuable resources so Magi won't be able to get any. Master plan. After that, nothing amazing happened. I just worked on oak trees as my base can't all be spruce. That's just silly. No, that was silly. Why am I saying no one says that anymore. The next day, I finally figured I should add a water safety net under my base, as it might come in handy one day. I'm not admitting to defeat, but it could be useful, I guess. And let me tell you, I may have hand-eye coordination from gaming, but not when it comes to slabs and water. I am terrible at this. I went to Magi's side of the void to check out his water wall, and then a tree tried to kill me. I actually thought I would die to this, as I was mid-jump landing looking at the water, but once again, I was unscathed. After a near-death experience like that, I figured why not give Magi a gift, so I threw an egg at him. It did nothing but sentence a chicken to death. By me, and not the void, of course. Thankfully, the water wall was there and caught me after slicing and dicing tomorrow night's Kung Pao chicken. But before the day ended, we mined the one block until it spawned Satan on us, which knocked me down to 3 hearts. However, this man wanted a taste of the ocean, so he jumped off, but didn't fully leave us. So I big-brained a plan, made a bow and arrow to shoot him off, which worked, thankfully, because that guy hurt me more than my mom with a belt. As morning arose, we are now on the jungle phase, phase 5, the one with Vexes. I honestly want the Guardians back now. These things even did more damage to me than the Guardian, and neglected to inflict such harm on my teammate. I'm pretty sure that's racist, but just go at that guy, not me. Although we did survive, I'm upset I had to eat more mushroom soup than he did, further depleting our infinite food supply. The one block was quite kind to us for a while and just gave us resources we needed. But with the mob threat looming, we figured it best to fence in the block. We even made it look okay, like decent, less than pretty, but working. You get it, now nothing can get to us. Something got to us. A monster party spawned, ruining the fences we just made 5 minutes and 12 seconds ago. Thankfully, we handled it and rebuilt the fence ugly, because he wanted to be safe and all. Afterward, we just mined the one block till morning. And pretty much all throughout that day until the block finally upgraded to its next phase, the Red Desert. This gives us, sand, so that's good, technically. Oh hey, it also gives us villagers. Finally, these are the only way for us to get diamond gear. Well, other than end cities and bastions, but I can't beat a bastion naked. End cities are easy, but bastions, those at least take underwear. I made a dead coral house for these guys as we got multiple, and let them rest for a long day of birth. From the block, they didn't do the baby thing yet. Also, the house I made for them is not ugly, I swear. We also don't keep it for like 40 days. We probably take it down. We totally don't. Day 17, I went back to my hallway house. Okay, really, it's just kind of gonna be for chests. It still needs a roof though, which was kind of finished later in the day. I say kinda since I still want to do a lot to the top of the base. I started work on a clock tower section of the build, which later had no clock and no tower. However, I put a lot of design into this bad boy, making it pass off as a decent build. Halfway through my work, Magi needed help on the mob farm, and since I've done this tons of times in the past and have even done a 1 block on it, I figured I'd help him out. Upon being put to work, I immediately showed off my building skill by plummeting to my death. Just kidding, there's water down here, thankfully. I later passed this off as me just taking a break from the work, cause like, I wasn't gonna die. Anyway, this was totally fine, we had 0 reaction to this whatsoever. Go watch Magi's video if you really want to see the reaction. And by the morning of day 19, we had a working mob farm, so now I can actually finally finish my house. To be fair, this was mostly built for bone meal, so we can get more trees to further expand the base. Worth it. Also, my base was blown up by a creeper when I got back to working on it, so, fun day. Adding on the final touch of windows to this place made the difference, and now I have a shell of the hallway chest system I'm gonna make, but it looks good. So day 21, let me tell you about day 21. It was aimless. I think I did a few things, but it really never amounted anywhere, so day 22 is where it's at. Let me show you. I worked on the interior. So cool, right? In all honesty, it was just the inside roof so I can map out the chest locations. However, it ends up looking super cool. I even added in a long wooden beam I decorated with leaves and trapdoors. I loved it so much that I did another one. Doesn't the place just look really nice? However, after my house tour, Magi wanted to show off his place, which in my opinion is only good because of the rock. No, I'm kidding, I do love this place, the colors are great. I do wish that I didn't use so much spruce, but as it is, it's the best block in the game, you can't even argue. Day 24 when I logged in, it was raining, which is dumb because water, am I right? I brought back legal deforestation by declaring myself a lumberjack in another video and cutting down a mass amount of trees to finish off the chest room. Worth it, vegans! I used that wood to make a platform for trees and other farm stuff. It hopefully will allow me to become rich with villagers, which is my goal. I basically just want to be the richest 1 block guy. I may have also been on the phone during this day, so much progress was made, maybe? But I did end up getting the platform done along with the water wall that goes underneath it so I don't fall to my death. We also went back to mining the 1 block, and since it was a seamless task, I didn't even have my hands on the keyboard when a Vindicator spawned. Thankfully, Magi had it handled. Although the game figured why not test him again while I was eating and spawned a monster party. Thankfully, again, Magi was around to take care of it while I was running around like a madman. Hey yo, what up Arnold? He's my new villager friend. I'll be stealing from him a lot later. I put a wandering trader with Arnold and friends, cause why not, it'll be fine. Also, 1 block, so fun, yay. I mean, to be honest, this is how we've made our livelihood, so I guess this thing is fine. Although, if it keeps spawning these things, I might never touch you again, I swear. But the real reason we mined this thing was to get to the stage here, the nether stage. This place will open up so much for us, including lava for constant cobblestone, the nether stuff, which can get us netherite, and bastions, which has a chance to have diamonds or diamond armor, which is a big thing for us. Real quick, I want to mention that I found Shaky Ballsack. Yes, he's back in the video. I went ahead and made him a house inside of my house, and he is now the central structure of my very own Ballsack. And of course, I name him later on when I remember that we have a name tag, but for now, enjoy his glorious beauty. And of course, all of that comes from the actual nether. Dude, it was perfectly on a fortress. However, what I'm looking for are the bastions I mentioned earlier. While I was here, I also made it my goal to gather some gravel. We need it for more dirt, and with an open world nether, this is the best way to get it. Back on the hunt, I was finally able to find my first bastion. It was a bit tucked away, but it's a square, something that's not natural in Minecraft, so it was easy to find. The hope with this thing is that it's a treasure bastion, which of course it was. What luck. Now all I had to do was safely get to the middle without being one-tapped since I'm only wearing gold armor. I was able to mine out a few brutes and make my way to the chest. It had a half set of diamond armor and a netherite ingot. I think I probably got some of the best chest loot pool I could have had. Now I can make fun of Magi for being poor. I did stay here for a little bit longer and ended up finding another bastion, although this one was just for gold. I wish I got another treasure one, but no such luck. I went on to trading for leather, arrows, and potions. We do need enchants and a way to kill the flying things that the block seems to keep spitting out. After that, I went back to base to check on Magi's villager breeder, and he's a super slow builder. But I'm not here to gloat, I'm here to show off my better armor. Well, okay, that's gloating. Back to my extra platform. To finish it off, I needed to multiply my dirt. Thankfully, I had plenty of gravel to do so, and if you don't know, you can actually take dirt and gravel, make coarse dirt, then hoe that into real dirt, and then so on and so forth. Now with all this, I can make pads of areas for trees and farms, which I forced Drew to actually fill out the plots of land I added. But it was also for villager breeding, as I have the only source of crops at the moment. Then I added in my favorite trees, as it's the only reason I even built this place. Plus, they look really good fully grown together. And while it was hard at work, Magi basically did nothing. I mean, if you count building a villager breeder and trading hall nothing, then you're right on the money. But enough of him. You're here for one thing and one thing only. Trees. Yes, me back on my grind, ready to deforest the one and only forest we have access to. Then I traded in hard work and growth for a child, as it's done in modern day culture. Basically, I want to be chilling here and waiting for this baby to grow up into a weaponsmith. I mean all of this literally. I'm gonna sit here for a day or two and watch. It is creepy, maybe, it's debatable. Nope, probably creepy. Once Linda was all grown up, it was time to give her a job. From here on out, it's my job to consistently... I may have had an excess of trades at one point that I gave to Magi, so that was funny to watch. Then I made the final trades up to expert for the first diamond tool, which again I gifted to Magi in the best possible way. Then I realized that in my inventory I possess 5 enchanted axes. You know what time it is. Hey yo, what up my Arnolds? I got more branches for ya. I used those to then finally max out Linda to give me yick axes. I'm not super interested in them since I'm more of just a regular axe guy, but I think Magi might want one. The rest of the time was just me spent annoying him, which, to be fair, was fun. And you can't even deny, annoying someone to the brink of logging off is surely a great time. Now that Magi's breeder, only the kid will be able to make it to an My job was to get single villagers out of our coral prison to travel to a new home. It really wasn't that hard. However, if they lack any brain cells, they could end up just walking off, because maybe it'd be fun. It'd be funny for me. Magi might throw a fit, though. Well, that's cursed. What in the world? How does that even happen? Anyway, back to my job, controlling the air supply. Technically, it's a little bit more than that. I know I just went to the nether and got the stuff on my own, but I can't leave Magi hanging for too long. I even used my own cash to give Magi his first real armor gift, half diamond armor. But I'm not done. It's not like I have anything better to do. The very next day, I was able to get his gear up to full diamond armor. We finally look like we know what we're doing, but we don't, I promise. After that achievement completed, I wanted to expand my land and start a massive project for these 100 days. I want to transform my side into the overworld, the best that I can. Hey, I was the one who said it was going to be a massive project, turning this into this. But we all have a goal. I first had to make this giant platform